What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Palantir Technologies and how ARK Invest went all in again on buying the dip on this company. So Cathie Wood hasn't been very active in her purchases of Palantir or any of the other stocks that we talk about on this channel as of late. But yesterday, she did buy the dip in a very big way, and that is something that we definitely need to cover on this channel. Now, I'm also going to give you guys some strategies on what you can do with some of your positions, because I know a lot of you guys are stressing out, and I want to make sure you guys know exactly what the possibilities are for what you can do with your positions. So before we get into all of that information, if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Webull valued up to $1,850, make sure you check out that link in my description down below. All you have to do is sign up for an account, deposit $100, and you get your 2 free stocks. Now, I also get a free stock for you guys doing this, so it's a great way for you guys to help support the channel if you guys would like to. And if you guys enjoy the information and analysis that I provide for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps me out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people as possible. So if you guys don't mind, please go down and hit that button. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So looking at the chart of Palantir, we can see that it's in a big downtrend over the past couple of weeks. Now, we did see a bounce off of the lows when Palantir reached the $20.18 mark, and I do think that at the current time, Palantir does have a little bit more room to fall just with the overall market conditions. But as I've said in all of my other videos, there's no bad news coming out about any of these companies. It's actually the opposite. A lot of these hyper growth companies that we talk about on this channel keep coming out with amazing pieces of news, but the share price isn't able to reflect this due to the overall market conditions at the current time. Now, I want to give you guys a couple of strategies on what you guys can do with your positions in Palantir in order to best set yourselves up for the future. And there's going to be 2 strategies for this, but I want to show you guys some key econ pieces. We're going to do a little bit of economics in this video. So we can see that this is a Goldman Sachs report. If we come up here, we can see Goldman Sachs predicting 8% growth in U.S. economy, but that's not really the important part. We see down here, but we expect inflation dynamics to mirror those last cycle, and therefore expect this forecast to translate to only 2.1% core PCE inflation in 2023. Now, we've also heard from Jerome Powell how he said that he expects inflation to run a little bit over 2% in this time period as well. So I've said in my previous videos that the key level for the 10-year Treasury, as we can see here, it's currently trading at 1.62. That's the yield on the 10-year Treasury. The key level previously to this, I was saying it was going to be 2% because that was the inflation target of the Fed. But if they're expecting it to be a little bit higher and they're putting it at 2.1, the 2.1 level is going to be very important, because if the 10-year gets above that, then if individuals want to go into these 10-year treasuries, you can actually beat inflation, and we could see a greater flow out of equities and into bonds. Now, let's get into some of the strategies that we can use for Palantir. So I've heard a lot of you guys say that you wish you had more money to buy this dip, and after these massive dips that we've seen in these companies, that you guys are out of cash in your accounts. Now, coming over to the option chain of Palantir, there's actually a couple of ways that you can actually get some free shares. So this is going to be through selling covered calls. Now, this is slightly risky, so you do have to be careful, and you do need to own a substantial position size. So each options contract controls 100 shares of stock. So if you wanted to sell the next week expiration, this $25 strike, you would be able to sell this for about $22, and you would be able to get 1 free share of Palantir. So this isn't the ideal scenario if you want to buy the dip in a big way, but this is going to allow you guys to essentially create your own weekly dividend on the companies that you own. Now, if Palantir does get above 25, these shares will actually get called away. So that is the risk with this strategy. But with everything going down at the current time, and we're kind of trading and bouncing around in a range, covered calls could be a very good solution to a lot of your guys' problems where you can't buy the dip even though you would like to. So now let's talk about Cathie Wood's purchase and what my opinions are on it. So coming over here, we can see that she bought Palantir in her ARK-K ETF in the amount of 1.2 million shares. So this represents a significant portion of her actual holdings in ARK-K. It's 0.1249%, which is pretty substantial when she's making this purchase in a day. Now, we've heard Cathie Wood talk a lot about what her strategies are going to be in these types of markets. Now, she's actually speaking at the current time that I'm recording this video, and she said a lot of interesting things about just how these valuations are being priced in and the discount rates, which is very interesting. We've been talking a lot about that on this channel, and we've basically gone over how these hyper growth and tech companies are really subject and at risk for these rate changes. So I really do think that Cathie Wood is very bullish on Palantir in the long term. She has said that essentially when the market starts to correct, she will sell off some of her lower performing positions for a taxable loss. So she would be able to create a loss for tax purposes and add to the positions that she feels most confident in and has the most conviction in for the long term. Now, I think she really liked what Alex Karp was saying in his last interview. He basically came out and said, if you are a short-term speculator on our company's stock and our shares, that there's a lot of other companies that you can do this with. We are focused on long-term growth, which I think is very bullish for this company in the long term. In addition to ARK purchasing and all of these good things coming out about Palantir, we've gotten some great pieces of news over the past 2 weeks. Now, we can see here that this is the Palantir ERP Suite article, which they're teaming up with Amazon AWS, and within 2 weeks of installing the ERP Suite, BP was able to unlock approximately $50 million in working capital and has the potential to unlock further savings if applied across their worldwide supply chain. Now, this creates an amazing competitive advantage in the companies that actually use Palantir software. They're freeing up cash, and they can use that cash however they like, which is very great in my opinion. Palantir is changing the game in data analytics, and these prices that we're seeing right now are just such at a discount on what this company actually could be valued at in the future. Now, if we come over here, we also see that Palantir has this double-click demo day event coming up on April 14th, and this is going to give us a lot more insight into how Palantir software actually works and how great they are in actually handling all of these different companies' problems. We are going to see them talk about life sciences and industrials, and we can see that BP is going to be one of the examples that they talk about, and that could be a potentially big mover in the share price. If Palantir shows us exactly how they are able to save BP $50 million in such a short period of time, any other company that is considering getting into Palantir software and engaging in any business with them is going to be more likely to engage in these types of business activities and receive and enter into agreements to use Palantir's technology because they're going to see the benefits that they are going to be able to receive from these actual agreements. So now coming back down to the chart of Palantir, again, the stock is trading basically flat on the day. We're not really seeing any sharp movement in either direction over the past week. We have seen some bearishness, some bullishness, but overall, I really don't think it's smart to speculate short-term on these companies anymore. You'll see a lot of YouTubers come out and give price targets for different stocks, and I don't really think that's helping anybody out at the current time, especially in the current market conditions. Now, when we were in that bull market and everything was going up, everybody seemed like a genius, but at the current time, it's really more smart in my opinion. Now, nothing I say in these videos is financial advice. These are for educational and entertainment purposes only, but it is more smart and better to be cautiously optimistic about all of your positions and don't put a significant portion of your cash balance into buying the dip at once. I think that it's better to slowly buy the dip on the way down, and once we see some signs of a full market reversal back up to the upside, then that might be time where we want to put more money back into our highest conviction plays. But until then, I think it's going to be smart to sell these cover calls, get some free shares, lower our cost basis, and maybe use some of our cash that we've put on the sidelines to buy some of these shares of stock in the companies that we have the highest conviction in. So that is going to be it for this update on Palantir. If you guys enjoyed the information that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. And if you guys would like to earn those 2 free stocks with Webull and help out and support the channel, make sure you check out that link in my description down below. You get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850, and this offer is not going to last forever. So make sure you guys check out that offer if you are interested. So I hope you guys were able to have a more profitable day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.